There's been plenty of rain this last hour and a half. The field looks pretty heavy and wet. There's a strong wind blowing, gusting around. And today's match official is Mr. S. Nicholson. And it's a damp and wet crowd, but there's plenty of noise coming from the Bull supporters. Full house today at Bellevue. And a big proportion of them are Bull supporters. And it's Deacon looking to place the ball on the tee and get this game away. Already being delayed by 15 minutes. As Ryan. And we're away. Deacon gets us off. And that shows you the conditions. Great kick from Deacon right into the corner. Linton Stott had to deal with that. That's good defence from the Bulls. The defence against Workington in the last round was outstanding. Kemp. Ex-Castleford and Leeds, of course, and Doncaster. Been in England a long time. And again, the Bulls piling people in and trying to drive that tackler back, allowing no forward movement. The ball squirts out. There'll be a few of those this afternoon. There's a lot of surface water on this ground. That's good defence from Wakefield. Kemping early on McDermott. Dwyer. High shot there from Porchin. Lyon says Mr. Nicholson. Lows. That's Boyle driving that ball in. First early touch for Boyle. Lows drifting away from acting half. Can't offload to McNamara. This time it's Deacon spreading the ball, but decides to little cut through. Growing in confidence every game is Deacon. By corner calling for the ball. Henry Paul spreads it, and it's a straight leg race. Can by corner match. Laws, it's Neil Law. Can by corner's got him. Easy meet for by corner. This is Kenwood. Offloads to Brunker. Brunker, big lad, gets nothing. Look at that defence from the Bulls. Peacock and McAvoy working together, shoveling them men back. Well, that's the difference between Super League and any other league. People chasing Super League, and they've all got a bit to toe. So, outstanding start to the game. Kemp calls for his goal kicker. All behind the Hodgson, ex-Bradford Bulls, of course. Hodgson and Crowthers, both Bulls players, both in the Bulls squad last year, of course. And Tomlinson in the squad the season before. So they'll have points to prove. And we're looking for big games against the old club. That shows you the strength of the wind. It's blowing in Wakefield's favour, but it's gusting around. Hodgson, that's good enough. So a good start for the Wildcats. 2-0 in front. 7 minutes on the clock. Deacon restarts. Oh, and again, Peacock. And McNamara slamming the Trinity ball carrier to the ground, and that's Fortune, and he makes no yards. This time, Stevenson drives the ball up. He's tackled by McDermott, loses the ball. Big shoulder from McDermott then. Shook Stevenson up, and Dwyer took a knock in that tackle. And that's a penalty. Mr. Nicholson pulling. Kemp just jumped the gun. Ball goes to Deacon, and both sides realising that points will be at a premium with the conditions as they are. Certainly we can't see there being as many tries scored as all in the last round for the Bulls. You'd have all on scoring 17 tries in a training session with no opposition in these conditions. So a lively start to the game. And that looks good. To all. Both penalties given for offside. 2 apiece. Wildcats to kick off. Boyle returns the ball up to the quarter line, and that's good enough for the first one in the set. McDermott, he moves it to another 8 metres forward, loses the ball, and the penalty is given for ripping out, raking the ball. McNamara happy to find touch, not being too ambitious with his kick. Against the wind and against the element. Fielden, great yards from Fielden. Lowes trying that little sneak on the short side, offloads to Boyle. Boyle to Peacock, Peacock. Not quite awake, but recovers his mistake and shovels his man into touch. And the Bulls, well, Mr. Nicholson calling the first infringement. And it's a Wakefield head and ball. Kenwood. Kenwood being driven back. Peacock getting into this game early. Francis Stevenson. Not many yards made there. Still not covered the advantage line, and Dwyer went on with it just a little bit too long. He'd done the job. So this game not quite settled down. This is Fisher. Fisher meets a barrage of yellow shirts. Well, Tomlinson then trying to run the short side against his mates. They all know that ploy. Naylor loses the ball. There's going to be a few slippy balls around. Oh, well, Mr. Nicholson rolling, raking there, but I can't agree with that. That ball was simply lost. The conditions just proving too much for Mark Naylor. The conditions and the weight of the tackle. The ball squirted free. Henry Paul deciding. To tap. Paul. Going from acting half-back. Loses a foot about in the process. Here's McDermott with McNamara. Off Laws to Laws. He finds Boyle. Good close quarter work from the Bulls. And you can see already the players muddying up. We're not used to that in summer rugby. Toe through from McNamara. It's a good kick. It's perfectly weighted. Hodgson. Oh! Hodgson had a second bite to that. And he would have paced away from a try for the Bulls. So 14 minutes into the game, and you have to say the elements are the biggest factor in the game so far. A lot of spill ball. Hodgson. That's a tame looking drop out. Dwyer winds up. Fielding. Good tackle from Francis Stevenson. Fisher comes in and drags Fielding down. There's a Deacon on the break. Offloads to Henry Paul. This is trouble for Wakefield. This is 4 points for the Bulls. Great improvisation. Fielding hitting the line and offloading. Deacon doing well too. Threw a speculator out, missed one man out. Henry Paul picked it up. There was a gap, and that was 4 points. Having said that, there's a new strapping on his hand by corner, and that's perfectly judged from Deacon. "15 minutes into the game, the Bulls lead 8 points to 2. Well, Wakefield really need to keep a tight lid on this game, certainly for the first 20 minutes. They can't let the Bulls pick any easy points up, because then they'll start running away with the game. And Peacock and Andy Fisher swapping punches as well. Andy Fisher's had a swing at a few players, and that's why they've reacted like that. You can't go taking free punches at people. Referee will have a word with his two linesmen. Well, the Bulls are showing quite clearly then they intend to take no messing at all from Andy Fisher. McNamara being called as a captain, and I think it's Tony Kemp, the Wakefield captain. Mr. Nicholson, they'll be having a word with him. Difficult for the officials, you have to say, in that situation. A little bit of nonsense going on off the ball, and then 1 or 2 punches were thrown, and straight away both teams came. Cheers, Brian. Paul puts the ball out of the ground. Here comes Fielden. Well, that was a short 5. Fisher on early tackle on McDermott. Well, there wasn't a Wakefield player onside then. Here comes Henry Paul. Good defence from Wakefield. Tomlinson going on a little bit too much. And the referee blows his whistle again. And another penalty, and Henry Paul again invites them. Well, the referee this time doesn't call a penalty. McDermott. Well, this is a cup game. The game's certainly warming up. The crowd lively. Here comes Naylor on that drop-off from McNamara. Good work from McNamara there. Laws. Deacon straightens up, almost through the line. Bulls set to the left. Laws turns the ball in. This time it's McDermott, goes for the line, turns, tries to offload, can't get it. Last tackle. Good defence from Wakefield. And that'll be a tackle over the line, last tackle, and that will be a Wakefield tap on the 10-metre mark. Well, just a little bit of nonsense going on off the ball in this game. Well, McDermott went flying in then. This is Linton Stott. Plenty of Super League experience Linton. And that wasn't really well played. Here comes Crowthers, another ex-Bull. And Crowthers not happy with the way he's being tackled. Ball goes to Kent. Kent puts it downfield. But Withers, perfect position, but a good chase from the Bulls. Contains Withers. And Brunker there just like Dwyer before, just wanted to go on just a little bit too long with the tackle and showing out to the referee. And you get this feeling Mr. Nicholson doesn't get a little bit more control of this game. We could see one or two little bits of indiscipline. That's Fielden coming off the ball inside off Deacon. And a good tackle from Porchin. That's Doyle just doing that run round off Henry Paul. Henry Paul, first receiver. Feeds McDermott. McDermott pushes that line back, loses the ball though. Well, Mr. Nicholson again ruling that the ball's been ripped. And looks to me like that ball had been knocked out again, but he's closer than I am. Boyle. No, so that's Naylor. Vicone hasn't had a touch yet, he'll run from here. He's not going to go that long without having a run. And he makes good yards. Laws to Deacon. McDermott on the charge. Great pass from McDermott. Henry Paul offloads to Peacock on the charge. Whoa, great stuff. Good skills in these conditions. Good defence there from Wakefield. Offload, straight in. Fielden, is it? I think it is. The Bulls overloading that short side. That's just sheer pace. And the rain teeming down. No let up in the conditions at all. What are you feeling? "20 minutes gone." Deacon strikes that. It stands up in the wind, but it goes through the posts. And that's a good 2 points. Bulls out to 14. And you have to say that that Wakefield will certainly give it the best shot. They put plenty of effort into defence, brought plenty of tacklers in. Not made a lot of mistakes. And they'll be looking at the scoreboard, just wondering how they're 12 points down. Doyle. Hands on to McAvoy. McAvoy brings that ball up with power and pace. McDermott. Fielding. McNamara. The Bulls just happy to run the ball off the ruck and take it forward. This is Doyle again. Should say Boyle, of course. Here goes McNamara. And that's a swing from Tomlinson on McNamara. Well, Tomlinson were way out of order there. And both the linesmen and the referee, well, you can't blame the referee for that, but both the linesmen took no action on that. And way out of line Tomlinson then. Looks as though Tomlinson's got a point to prove. Francis Stevenson falls to Henry Paul's tackle. Great defence from Henry Paul. And that seems to be the only thing that Wakefield have to offer, is give the ball to Kemp and he puts it downfield. And it's Withers there that came up with a mistake. Conditions beating Withers. Couldn't take it cleanly. And this is the first time Wakefield have had possession anywhere near the Bulls quarter line. Kenwood spins it to Hodgson. Hodgson falls to Vicona and nail his tackle and make a net loss on that scrum. Wakefield of 10 metres, and Vicona slams Crowthers to the ground. And Crowthers shows out. Kenwood loses the ball. And that's a knock on. And that's disappointing for the Wakefield, for the, I'm going to say the Wildcats. Get a bit of good fortune. Have a scrum deep in Bulls territory and lose ground from it. McDermott. And we have Watnard on for Wakefield, and the ball's lost. And McNamara's going. Silly stuff that from McNamara. That's asking to be sent to the bin. Can't interfere with the man who's taking the penalty. I'm not saying that Kenwood is executing the task well. That's not up to McNamara to decide. Bulls down to 12 men. Fisher forced to an high tackle from Laws. And James Laws needs to keep control of his temper. What will Wakefield do here? Will they go for goal? No, they're going for goal. 14-2, the Bulls lead. I have to say it's difficult to keep calling Wakefield the Wildcats. I have to get used to it. I got used to calling Bradford the Bulls, although I do still occasionally call them Northern. Wakefield Trinity have been going for 125 years. Recently celebrated 125th year with a dinner. And to start calling the Wildcats will take some adjusting, and that's Hodgson pushes that across the post. So Hodgson pushed that across the post. Henry Paul with the 20-metre drop out. And again the Bulls in and shovel that man. Look at that for power play from the Bulls, shoveling the man back. And that's a drop ball. Henry Paul turns it into Naylor. Just setting the play up there, the Bulls. Stopping that defensive drift. And he goes Dwyer. Good tackle. Good tackle from Kenwood. That's as good as you get in defence. Henry Paul, look at that step. Can't offload. MacDonald drags him down eventually. Andy Fisher underneath. Deacon feeds McDermott. McDermott did well to hold on then. Took that ball under some pressure. Did well under the conditions. Deacon has Boyle outside him. Tries that cut through, gets it. Takes it up just a metre short of the line. This is Boyle. McDermott will score from there. He hasn't. Well, good defence. Good work from McDermott. I'd put my mortgage on him scoring then. But obviously lost the ball in the conditions. MacDonald with an early touch. Brunker just takes a drive. Gives his forwards a breather. What now? Nowhere to go. Andy Fisher falls to the first tackler, and you just can see the strength of the Bulls just beginning to overwhelm the Wildcats. This brutal defence that the Bulls are putting up this season. Kemp puts the ball deep, and that's too strong, and that will be a 20-metre tap. And that seems to be all that the Wildcats have to offer. They've shown no invention whatsoever with the ball. Their approach work has been easily contained by the Bulls' defence. McAvoy takes the first drive. And took a loose arm from Kemp for his efforts. McDermott. Good tackle then from what now? This is Boyle going through that short side. Nice play. Good skills from the Bulls then to release the ball. Withers. Henry Paul does well, drags that in one-handed. Hodgson did well too. That was a difficult ball. The conditions, and of course, one of the things that we have to remember now, this is Super League 4, that the guy's not used to playing in cold, wet conditions. It really is a blast from the past today. Kemp takes the ball to the line, offloads to Dwyer. Dwyer to Naylor to Vicona. Arman on. Good tackle underneath there from Kenwood. That's good defence. McDermott. Rain still pouring down. Dwyer almost through the line. And you can see that the Wildcats are not coming up anymore. They're having problems getting back to the referee, and that's obstruction. Mr. Nicholson calling Shepherd in there. That's a relief for the Wildcats. "25 minutes gone. Bulls lead 14 points to 2. What now? Puts an elbow up with McDermott. Fisher. Again, brutal defence from the Bulls. All coming with an heavy load. All putting a big shoulder on the tackler, on the ball carrier. And there we saw poaching, demolished. Kemp offloads to Kenwood. Kenwood offloads, ends up with Naylor. Vicona. Arman, fresh on the field. And Crowther's then swinging, and here goes Vicona. Oh, Tomlinson. Great tackle from Glenn Tomlinson then. He knew we couldn't let Vicona go anywhere. Last tackle. Laws. Toes it through. One to chase. Neil Locke. Tackle just a metre from his own posts. And that's good work from the Bulls. And under real trouble here, Linton Stott tries to fiddle his way away from the line, can't do so, as the rain turns into sleet. Brunker and Wakefield. And the Bulls finding it easy to contain this Wakefield attack. That's a good offload. Tomlinson to Southernwood to Brunker. Brunker offloads to Stott, and he loses the ball. Peacock picks up. Peacock's did well to pick up in those conditions, but there we saw Wakefield offloading the ball for the change then, but it still ended up with a big hit from a Bulls defender, which dislodged the ball from Stott. Deacon to Paul. Paul floats one over to Naylor. Naylor's got Vicona. And that's a forward pass called. Some good cover from the Wildcats then. Well, the scrums have settled down anyway. Neither sets of forwards then moved an inch. They just stood there and let the ball go through. That's just a sign of fatigue. And Jowett on the field for the Bulls. Tomlinson. Into what now? Last tackle. Wildcats kicking from their own 40. Tomlinson happy to go to the line. Not looking to push it any further. And both sets of players looking tired now and fatigued. As we... So, as we come up to half-time, this may be the last scrum of the half, not being much injury time. Deacon feeds. Should say Deacon. Ball ends up with McAvoy. Henry Paul to Naylor. Naylor drives forward, keeps the legs pumping, picks up extra 45 metres. By corner. Good tackle underneath from Crowthers. He knows exactly what the damage Vicon and do. There's another man that can do damage. Jowett, good run from Jowett, that. Ball set to the left. Deacon first receiver, Henry Paul second, and Deacon cuts through, toes it through again. Linton Stott under some pressure. Henry Paul chases him and throws him over the try line. That's great defensive work, superb work, and it looks as though Deacon's caught a knock on his ankle as he towed that last kick through. It's superb work from Henry Paul. Henry Paul showing what a class act he is there. You're exactly what we're doing with Linton Stott. Set himself up, not just for the tackle, but to shovel him back over the line. And the Bulls are paying a lot of respect to this drop kick. Not many men on the 30. 3 men on the 20. Jowett. Dwyer. It's up to the middle. Offloads to Laws. To Arman. McNamara to Dwyer. Peacock comes on that. It wasn't Dwyer, it was Laws, I'm sorry. Just drifting across and bringing Peacock back on that angle. Difficult conditions though for those kind of passes today. Crowthers. Tackled by Naylor and Henry Paul. MacDonald. And every Bradford man offside then, Mr. Nicholson very lenient. This is Andy Fisher with the first break for Wakefield. Kenwood. Tops it over the top. McDermott takes him out with a shoulder. Lucky there, McDermott. He didn't get a yellow card. And again, the Wildcats still with the score 14-2. Whistle due, the hooter due any second. Go for the 2 points. He's smack in front this time. There's some concern for Deacon, limping pretty heavily. Of course, the Bulls have no backs All forwards on the bench. If Deacon does have to go off and leave the field, there will be no difficulty for James Lawes to switch to scrum half. As Hodgson notches his second. And there goes the hooter. The score 14 points to 4. The game's still alive, of course. Trinity could pick a couple of ties up from nowhere. That's the state of the game. But just watching that last 10 minutes, you feel that the power of the Bulls are just too much for the Wildcats. So join us for the second half, what should be another exciting 40 minutes of cup rugby. So off we go for the second half. The Wildcats set us off and knock on straight away. An infringement from, what that McDermott? McAvoy. Just couldn't gather it in, and again the elements brewing having a big say in this game. And for the second half we have with us Steve Deakin, assistant coach at Sheffield, assistant to John Keir. Welcome, Steve.
Welcome, thank you very much.
Steve will be giving his insights into the game as the game develops. Well, this is the best position that the Wildcats have had in the game. That's the closest they've been to the line, and Southernwood styles that little quarterback sneak, can't get there. Given very few tries away already this year. The Bulls. Henry Paul comes out, tries to kill the ball, can't do so. Ken Ward going across, slips underneath, gets in. Good work from Ken Ward then. Well, Henry Paul paid the price for coming out of the line then, Steve.
He did, but if you look at the video, the game started off in the first half where the left-hand side of the Wakefield Trinity offence was really tight. For the last two plays there, Neil Law was stood right out on the touchline, and it just put the Bradford defence into slide. They panicked a little bit, and that opened the gap up.
Yeah, it certainly did, and Ken Ward did well because he kept going. He rode that tackle from Henry Paul, and that just gave him the advantage. Battled a couple more tacklers off. Well, that's the first time that the Bulls defence hasn't been up to any of the questions that have been asked of him. 14 points to 8, the Bulls lead, 2 minutes into the second half. And Hodgson looking to put the Wildcats, Steve, not Wakefield Trinity, the Wildcats in with a try.
That's just what the game needed there, I think, Mick. I think if Bradford had come out and scored first, then they'd have probably gone a little bit too far in front for Wakefield to get back into the game. They've got a real early breakthrough. It's going to lift their game, and hopefully we can see the next 5 minutes where they can come back in and hopefully get another couple of points on the board and start putting a little bit of pressure onto the Bradford line.
Certainly. We were saying I was saying just before half-time that Bradford was simply dominating the game through the strength and the brutal defence, that the Wildcats had no answer to the defence. But eventually they did come up with a try. That mistake from McAvoy deep in his own quarter proved costly for the Bulls. So Wakefield trying to advance this ball. This is Crowthers, good tackle underneath from Dwyer. Tomlinson puts the one to the line and happy to go to the line. Realises if he kicked a high corner or Withers, they're going to return the ball with interest. So better to put the ball to the line and start off from a scrum, get your defence set. Bulls, of course, travel to Sheffield will be coming to Odsal next week, of course. That's why Steve Deakin's here, running the rule over the Bulls.
Very interesting play there from Michael. The Bulls had stood Boyle out and put him at 6. probably to return the ball up from the scrum, but Henry Paul decided to go the short side, good pressured by the Wakefield defence, and they forced the error. So they're putting the back-to-back sets together earlier in the half.
Chance Linton Stott away from acting half. Tomlinson first receiver. And Hodgson comes in, just has that little bit of pace, takes the defence across. Kenwood standing wide. Tomlinson looking to offload to Atner, turns it inside. 2. Second rower, Graham Law. And that's a knock-on. That's sad for Wakefield, though, just setting up well. That was the best position that they'd set up so far. Looking organised then, and they had some motivation, some direction. It just goes to, just falls down to a knock-on, and we have McDermott. I think it's on the floor. No, it's not McDermott. It's Bernard Dwyer. Had a knock early on Bernard Dwyer.
He's tough enough, he can handle it, Bernard.
Yeah. Wouldn't be happy unless he did get a knock early on. You feel where Bernard plays again, but he looks in some distress there. And the Bulls switching round. So Henry Paul's gone to scrum half.
I think it's interesting too, Mick. We're only probably 6 or 7 minutes into the second half. Wakefield have already had 3 shots at the Bradford right-hand side. I think that's where the coach, Andrew Kelly's probably targeted in his half-time talk, and that was the reason why they came up with the try in the opening minutes of this half.
So Boyle standing first receiver again from the scrum, this time takes the ball off Henry Paul and advances it forward, and a big hit there from Watner and Kenwood on Henry Paul. McDermott, good shoulder from Francis Stevenson. No, that's MacDonald. But the Bulls release the ball. Dwyer tackled a metre short of the halfway line. McNamara trying to fiddle something on the right-hand side. Naylor and Vicona on chase. Vicona dislodges a ball, offload. This is Laws. Oh, that was a try pass. Chances now, towed through. Great work from Hodgson. Good defence from the Bulls. Good chasing. That's cup rugby at its best.
Yeah, great break, very opportunist little kick through there, and a great pressure to come through from the middle chase team from Bradford.
Great support there from James Laws, came through, looked as though he was going for the line himself, just decided to offload right at the last minute, and a Wildcats man just managed to knock it down, and that's not another, that's Wakefield having trouble clearing this ball over the quarter line from the dropouts. 7 minutes into the second half. Jowett takes the ball into the ruck. Boyle comes, pushes the ball up further. Henry Paul, first receiver. McNamara calling the plays. Switch play. Dwyer drops off, comes inside. Will spin. Spins again, looks to offload. Good defence from the Wildcats. Plenty men in on the tackles. Laws fiddles. That's a forward pass. And the referee's right. I don't see what James Laws complaining about there.
Oh, mate, Jimmy, you could boo against Santa Claus at Christmas time. That's the type of person he is.
Yeah, he'd complain if he won the lottery.
He certainly would. Wouldn't have enough.
Kenwood. It looks as though Boyle's made a permanent switch to off half. Good defence again. Power defence from the Bulls. Peacock and Jowett in there. And again, the Wildcats having problems advancing this ball out of the quarter. That's the problem they had in the first half. MacDonald, big guy, can't do anything. Still haven't crossed that advantage line. Haven't moved the ball forward a yard. And that's not a good kick from Hodgson. By corner. Good tackle from Law. Naylor now. sets it up. Bulls with McDermott. By corner comes and has a stretch. Looks to offload, goes again. Strong man by corner. He's a man, no doubt, you'll be watching next week, Steve.
There's plenty of players in the Bradford shirts that we're going to need to watch, and there's obviously a few players that aren't in the team today that will probably come into contention next week. Anderson, Spruce, Robbie. So it's not just the 13 that they got out today. They've got a couple of people on the bench who could play next week too.
Laws toes one through. Oh, again, Hodgson did well. Kills that ball. Fisher being driven back again. This must be demoralising. If you're a Wildcat, you can't make yardage. No let up. Total concentration from the Bulls. Linton Stott steps one nicely. That's good work from Forshaw, who's on. Mike Forshaw on. Is it? It is. By corner. Offloads to Withers. Withers with a chance to run. Not really had much chance today, Withers. McAvoy comes in. Gives his forwards a chance to have a breather. Harmon. Offloads. Naylor turns by corner inside. Ball lost. Well, Hodgson picks up, offloads. Play on, says Mr. Nicholson. Henry Paul quick off the mark there. On to MacDonald. MacDonald rode the first tackle but got nowhere. Fortune tackle is Tomlinson. That's obstruction from Linton Stott. But that's worth the shot there. If he hadn't kept hold of him, that would have been a 4-pointer.
They've just been on their own line for 3 or 4 minutes and really struggled to get out there. They got into the middle and they forced the error. The one thing that Wakefield Wildcats needed to do there was come up with a good solid set of 6. Even if they don't score, just make sure that they finish on a positive and keep Bradford in the corner and make them have to work. They're now back on in their own third of the field and having to start defending again. Just need to control the ball a little bit better, Michael.
Yeah, difficult conditions to be controlling the ball, Steve. Referee.
You're right, Michael. It's difficult conditions, but it was a real poor option to come up the blind side. They were defensively overloaded against them, and really what they want to do is just work the ball forward and play a good percentage football.
And they certainly got a good enough kicker in Tomlinson. As good as anybody in the Super League. They're putting the ball into the corner. And March, Paul March replacing Southernwood. Young guy from last year's academy team. Kenward. Tomlinson to MacDonald. MacDonald. Fortune tries to advance the ball down that short side again. This is where Wakefield need to be kicking. Well, they're trying to spread the ball. Nothing on there for that man. Last tackle. Now they have to kick. Ball goes to Tomlinson. Tomlinson this time just toes one over the top. And in these conditions, that's worth a try.
I don't know whether I agree or not, Michael. He's turned the ball over on the 20-yard line. I think that sometimes we've got to put the ball right into the corner. He might have been better off if he'd have tried to drill the ball. It's 30 yards in behind there and plenty of open space, and try and make Bradford take the ball out of their own quarter from as close to their own touchline as possible. I agree, yeah. The ball is pretty difficult to handle, so keep the ball on the floor and make people bend down and try and pick up a ball that's moving.
Well, you may be right, Steve. But I was thinking why it's worth a try in these conditions. just to turn people over, to get people to turn and slip, rather than put it on the floor. They've an easier turn if it's on the floor. You put it just over their head, they've got to turn quickly and they don't know where the ball is. Just puts a little bit of threat into the mind, a little bit of doubt. And again, the Bulls come up with a mistake, and it's McNamara. And certainly making a lot of unfair errors, the Bulls.
Matthew Elliott wouldn't be really pleased with the effort that the boys are, well, not with the effort, but with the errors that the boys are coming up with. They've 3 or 4 times got the ball in around about this middle zone here, and really low down in the tackle count. They've come up with an error, and they're just letting the Wakefield team get back, put pressure on their own line. Something that the defence doesn't really need.
15 minutes into the second half, and another giveaway from the Bulls. There's only 6 points in this game. You can't mess about with anybody. I don't care whether the first division, second division, a conference league. You don't let anybody get into your quarter for nothing, not in these conditions, not in a cup game. MacDonald. So from looking comfortable in that last 20 minutes of the first half, the Bulls under some pressure, and Fisher gets it right to the line, and the referee rules no try, is it? And that's
Wakefield head and ball.
Tackle over the line. Wakefield head and ball, attacking head and ball. Well, that just shows you how close you can get just simply with having possession in that. Nothing particularly good about that, but Andy Fisher went for the line. 1 or 2 tacklers fell off. Oh, we were wrong, Steve. It must have been a knock on. Boyle knocks on, and that's what you call field position. Kenwood flies one out to March. March onto Crowthers, he can't handle it. Brunker. Well, that's giving a good position away. They've just got the position back from Boyle, dropping the ball.
They didn't. Again, Mark, we're just going back to the old thing that you've got to keep pressure on the defence when you get down there. The pass that was out was really speculative. It was over his shoulder. They're bad enough passes to take when the ball's dry. But under these conditions, they're almost impossible to take. A little bit of a lack of discipline, and the back defending 25, 30 yards down the track from where they should have been.
Fielden takes it forward. Henry Paul twists and turns, can't get away from what now? Says Laws. Tomlinson knocks that. Start again, 6 more tackles. And it's still a skinny 10 metres from Mr. Nicholson for both teams. Well, that's 10 that time. Here goes McAvoy. McAvoy almost round March. Good tackle underneath from March, and Andy Fisher came over the top, put a bit of weight into the tackle. Fielden, and again, good defence from the Wildcats. Fielden gets away though. McNamara. Oh, gone through. Oh, just showed the ball, McNamara. Just sheer weight on in the attack there. Numbers.
Oh, it was a great hit up on the play before by Fielden. The open side defence really went to sleep when McNamara threw the ball through the dummy, and they'd stopped working on the inside. But mate, he showed great pace and great vision to go through.
Certainly did. And that will be disappointing for the Wildcats after all that pressure. Well, McNamara taking over the goal kicking duties. Deacon being off the field. And it's stopped raining at last, Steve. I can't see it drying up before the end of the game, but at least it just stops the crowd getting too wet.
It does. It doesn't help the players any. There's still plenty of water, plenty of mud out there, and it's making conditions difficult to play in. But you wouldn't have thought so in that last set there from Bradford. They came up with some good offloads, came up with a great hit up by Fielden, and it was finished off by that class player, McNamara.
So Hodgson gets us away. Arman comes and takes that ball off Henry Paul. And now we've got Jowett on the field. Boyle tries to bring it. No, it's Naylor tries to bring it forward. Henry Paul to Fielden. That's just eye contact. Nothing serious in that. Just a swinging arm from Brunker. But a penalty nevertheless. And for me, that hasn't been the most serious of eye contacts today.
No, you can tell in the reaction of the players that it was a little bit clumsy. There was nothing sort of premeditated or vicious in it. He lost his foot in and he just had the arm trailing.
Henry Paul, happy. Just a fine touch. Not too ambitious with that kick. As Arman drives the ball forward. Good tackle from Brunker. And Stott. Forshaw. Laws just looking to sneak that pass in on the short side. McNamara to Jowett. Jowett goes to the line. Jowett powers his way forward. Good run from Jowett, straight forward.
Superb head up there. The guy hit the line really hard.
That just looks a pound too heavy from Laws. That's a shame. Wasted that good run there from Jowett. Good position Jowett set up then.
He did, but I think that Bradford started to control the ball just that little bit better now. I think if they start putting 2 or 3 sets back to back where they can control the ball for 6, I think they'll probably just be a little bit too strong for the Wakefield defence.
Fisher makes it out to the 40. Wakefield playing without Tony Kemp. That's why Tomlinson's doing all the kicking. Wakefield making a bit of progress with the ball this time. They've brought it almost up to the halfway line. Here goes March. Fiddles the ball up, loses it. And that's a knock-on from Tomlinson. That will be a Bulls head and feed. .20 minutes gone, 20 minutes left, and the Bulls looking at a quarter-final place, leading by 12 points, 20 points to 8.
The big set of 6, Michael, for the Wakefield Wildcats defence here. They need to make sure that they can hold out for this, and when they get the ball next time, turn it over on the Bradford line. Because I think that the Wakefield defence has just been under a little bit too much pressure this last 3 or 4 minutes.
McNamara to Henry Paul, steps. Finds space. Difficult today, Henry Paul. Apart from the time when he scored that first try, here's Fielden. Look at Fielden, shrugging players off. Good work from Fielden. Last tackle. Laws toes this one through. It's not too heavy. That'll be a good option from Laws. And a goal line drop out from the Wildcats. Well, some of the dropping out for Wakefield's been appalling today, I have to say. I don't think they've made it over the 30 line.
No, conditions have really sort of restricted their ability to be able to put any depth in the ball. But I just think that this set of 6 is going to be one set of 6 too much for the Wakefield defence. They were really struggling on the last 3 plays of there. Jim Law's got on the ball back for an extra set of 6, and I think that they'll probably go in somewhere in this set.
Forshaw. Laws this time to Boyle. Boyle looking to offload. Withers must have been some distress with his leg. McNamara turns Jowett in, and Jowett, two great running forwards, you know, Fielden and Jowett, 2 young men. They do great when they come on the ball.
They do, and because he's got 4 forwards on the bench, he can sort of change his running forwards as well as his up forwards at regular intervals, and it's really tough for defenders to be able to defend against that type of intense attack all the time. But Wakefield have actually defended really well in that set of 6, and a great take there by Linton Stark.
Yep. Under pressure then was Linton, never took his eye off the ball. And then he comes, working the ball away. Just trying to promote the ball upfield. Bit of a mismatch there for size though with Peacock, McAvoy and Linton Stott. Law. Tomlinson. This time puts it deep behind my corner. My corner taking his time with this. Will wind up and come in field. Anything can happen with this fella as the ball from that position. Perhaps not the best conditions for my corner. He likes to step his man. Boyle looking to offload, can't do so. Fortune clamps the ball. Laws. Leads McAvoy. Well tackled. Mr. Nicholson then rolling. But Paul March just hanging on a little bit too late. I think that's a bit harsh at this stage of the game.
It might have been, but he's got to try and make sure that people don't kill the game altogether. The defences aren't really getting back a good 10 metres, so he needs to make sure they don't keep on players on top of each other to play the ball.
Harmon. Laws. Well, Fielding had to readjust for that ball then. He just stopped his momentum. Laws again, drifting forward. Well, it's developing into an old style Rugby League Cup match. Lots of mud and water. Henry Paul spins. Nothing on there for Withers. Laws goes for the line. Good defence from the Wildcats. Good line defence, last tackle. Henry Paul in the hot seat here. Acting half-back. He has to make all the choices. Well, I don't know what Laws is doing. Playing the old soldier. McNamara floats it out to Jowett. Good defence. Good strong defence there on the line from the Wildcat.
Michael, the Bradford team for the last 5 sets of 6 have held the ball straight to the death. Which is something that not both teams have done with a lot of success throughout the game. And each time that they've come up asking questions of the Wakefield defence has found the answers. 5 sets to 6 back-to-back in their own quarter. Great defence, great commitment.
Absolutely. That'll give them heart. And restricted the Bulls to just 3 tries, 20 points to 18, as Law takes it forward. Tomlinson makes an ash of that. Wasn't that bad of a kick, but he wasn't concentrating on the ball. Had a little peekaboo then, Tomlinson, the defence coming up, and that's where they lost it. Laws fiddling his way over the line, showing the ball. He had Boyle coming with him, just used him as a foil. And again, that's just simply a matter of accumulated power that the Bulls have had that much possession, been taking the ball for the last 5 or 6 sets to the Wildcats.
It is, Michael, and the last 3 or 4 times that Wakefield have come up with an error, mate, they've been turning the ball over either on their own halfway line or just inside their own half. Another error there from the half-back Tomlinson, and from the scrum 35 metres out to just work the way in for the try.
So Donegal on for the Bulls for this last 10 minutes. McNamara. Strikes the ball, looks good, sneaks inside the left-hand post, but it's good enough. Ball's out to 26, and you have to say that's the game, Steve.
Yeah.
You put your money on the Bulls will be in the app for the next round.
I wouldn't put your money on Wakefield going in the app from here, Michael.
So we'll just see now if Wakefield can just pick the game up a little bit and show a little bit more adventure with the ball. As Withers did well then. Donegal with his first touch of the ball from acting half. Naylor pushes the ball over the 30 line. Laws to Paul, to Forshaw hits that gap, but it's picked up by the defence. Offloads though to Fielden looking to offload. Not an easy man to put down, Fielden. Laws again, toes one through. That's a little bit of obstruction, but that's okay. He's got away with it. Hodgson done well. Just a quiet little shoulder on Laws, then put him off chasing the ball.
They did, yeah, but Forshaw and Fielden in this second half have been really impressive in taking the ball forward for the Bradford team.
What now? Taps and goes. Price. Tomlinson. To Stevenson, he offloads. Well, I'm trying to set that little play up then, just a little bit laborious as Linton Stock goes. An offload, it's a good offload to Stevenson. Good tackle underneath from Naylor. And that's, again, a little bit of afters. Hodgson puts the ball into the corner, 5 metres from the line, 8 minutes to go. 26 points to 8.
Yeah, they've got to run out this set of 6 now and just try and put a little bit of pressure back onto the Bradford defence. Speculative football's not. I mean, it's good to see people throwing the ball around and things like that, but they've got to put a little bit of pressure onto the Bradford defence and hold the ball for 6. And if they can do that, then they've always got a chance of coming up with extra points.
Certainly have. I think Wakefield will be happy with the defence. They've defended well at times. The line defence, when they've been desperate, it's held out. Only continuous pressure from the Bulls have forced the ties.
That's right, Michael. The defence has been pretty solid. What's put them under undue pressure is the fact that they've been making errors in this middle part of the pitch, so therefore they're giving up good position.
So where they go? Chances. Tomlinson offloads. Kenward picks up, feeds Porchin, strong man, well handled by Corner and McAvoy. Stott to Kenward. Here they go, they're spreading the ball this time. Stevenson picks as McDonald picks up. It ends up with Neil Law. And the Bulls slide across, deny him. Hodgson. Tackled 5 metres from the posts. Last tackle. Tomlinson. Little dummy. It ends up with James Laws. He don't fancy it. By corner. James Laws there had a look downfield and look down for his mates as McAvoy comes through. McNamara gets the man of the match award from Silkcut. Forshaw Henry Paul out to McNamara. McNamara to Jowett. He's well handled by Crowthers, and this time Henry Paul toes one through. Linton tries that cut through, but we know Linton's got a bit of toe with him if he gets through.
Oh, I mean, Linton's not a bad little player. We had to release him so that we could get underneath our salary cap, which was a shame really, because 2 or 3 times last year Linton came up with absolutely massive games against Leeds, St Helens. He's got some quality on his day.
Certainly has. He's one of those guys that can pick a ball up and make something out of nothing. Fortune, he tries a kick and chase. Withers underneath, takes it well. Well, the game dying a death now. Nothing left for her. 26 points to 8 as Jowett goes forward. Five minutes left. There's Henry Paul. He tries one from acting half. He's found space difficult to find today. But the people like Vicona and Henry Paul who put steps on people, they just don't work in these conditions.
No, they don't, Mike. The conditions haven't really been perfect today for Henry Paul. He's a person who likes to go to the line, stop, spin and pull away. Because it's sort of not really firm, he's a little bit unsure on his foot, then he's not been able to do what he usually does so well, taking defenders on. But again, that last one up there by Forshaw, he's had an absolutely outstanding game since he's been on this game.
Yes, Mike Forshaw, a real professionals footballer, Mike Forshaw. Never turns a bad performance in.
And obviously, an ex-Wakefield player. It will ruin the fact that he's no longer here.
Definitely an ex-Wakefield player. Ex-Saracens player as well.
A little bit of rugby union too, yeah, he did.
Henry Paul. Off that. Yeah, found a dry patch, as Steve says. And that wasn't a good pass. Porchin did well then, put pressure on the ball receiver. And James Laws does the same for him. And for me, this is one of the real benefits of switching to summer. We don't have these mud baths because it really does spoil the game for me.
It certainly does. I don't remember actually when we played rugby in the winter, Michael, being so young.
No. Especially coming from Oldham as McNamara goes through. Good defence. Crowthers did well then. Laws turns Donegal in. Donegal, well, the Bulls looking for one last try. Just a few minutes left. Laws drifts. Well, Fielding tries a chip through. I think everybody's put the toe to the ball in this second half.
The game's losing a little bit of shape. The last 3 players now, we've had sort of 6 against 4 out here on the left. People are screaming for the ball. It's just not coming out. Henry Paul looked like he was shaping to have a shot at them then, but still not come.
Forshaw tries to turn that back to Boyle. Nothing worked. No, I realise it never got wet or muddy at St Anne's at Oldham. You know, the Riviera of the North.
The family are cutting the throats. They got beat again yesterday. They lost 17-12 to Dudley Hill.
Hodgson comes up and stumbles. Tomlinson turns Porchin back in. Well, they're counting the clock down. I can't see a clock, can you? To count down. Well, that must have been rehearsed.
There's a couple of fans starting to walk away.
Yeah.
This game's on.
It is. And they're all going away saying, thank God we've turned to Swimmer. Here goes Forshaw, off the scrum. Boyle. Not really had a chance to do anything from standoff except take the ball and go forward and take the tackle. And Jowett then just giving a penalty away, having a little tap at Crowthers. This will be probably Wakefield's last set as MacDonald comes up with the ball. And there goes the hooter. The Bulls go into the quarter-final draw tomorrow evening with a 26-8 result. And your overall impressions of the game, Steve?
I think that Bradford did a very professional job. Full credit to Wakefield Trinity, they defended really well. I don't think that the conditions helped Bradford. They're probably a top of the field type of team. They do have a lot of quality to come back in, people like Robbie Paul, Zisti, Spruce, Paul Anderson. So we would expect those four minimum to be in their starting 17 next week. A good test. Didn't really get much opportunity to make an observation, so above and beyond what we didn't know already.
OK, thank you, Steve. Thanks for your time. We'll see you next week at Odsal Stadium for the start of Super League 4. So from myself, Mick McGowan and Mike on video, join us next week when we'll be having Steve as a competitor rather than as a commentator.